welcome everyone to another episode of the Mullins Over Music Podcast. Episode 48. We're getting closer to 50. But let's take a step back. Let's talk about this episode. This episode is with Betty Mauritz of Gold Step. We had a fun chat, a long chat, and she may or may not have outed herself a little bit at the end with the rapid fire questions. But that's all for you guys to find out about in this episode. I'm not going to spoil anything else. So go ahead and have a listen. Welcome, everybody, to the Mullins Over Music Podcast. I'm your host until the robots take over or I die from dysentery, Austin, and I am here with a special guest. I will let them introduce themselves to you, voice to names and all that.
Hi, my name is Betty, and I am the vocalist and frontwoman for a band called Gold Steps from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That's awesome. And love your band, by the way. I am a
Thank
big
you.
fan. We've been trying to get this going for a little bit, but we finally did it.
I am notoriously terrible at responding to my inbox on Instagram and email. I mean, I try my best, but I'm just like, I'm in 10,000 places at once, it
Oh, yeah.
feels like all the time.
Don't worry. It's the same over here.
Yeah.
So, let's start this off with the most important two questions of the podcast. And the first one is, what is a fun fact about you?
Fun fact about me is that I work at a craft brewery, and I've been there for over 6 years now.
That is a fun fact. Okay, I like it. So, our next question, of course, is the fun question. I like to use good old Google search here and ask a fun question. Uh,
Okay.
the number one website at the moment for random fun questions is Backyard Chickens. That has nothing to do with fun questions. Has to do with raising chickens, but apparently fun questions are a part of raising chickens. So
That's awesome.
here's our fun question. What is the worst TV advertisement you've seen in recent times?
Um, oh, the worst one we've seen in recent times.
I know there's a lot, I'm
God, I feel
sure.
like I was gonna say for a while, whenever we were streaming on Hulu or something, uh, they kept showing us like those poise, like women's panty liner, like for
Yeah,
incontinence. And I felt like I was shouting at the TV and I was like, this is the wrong age bracket. And I don't know, like, I don't even remember what we were watching, but I was like, why? It was like every single commercial break that we got, it kept like promoting those. And I was like, this is not what either of the people in our house want to see. Like, this is not wrong age bracket. We've got a few decades, I think.
Hulu does have
So
some
just
decent
like awkward and
advertising.
being like,
Yeah,
right. And it's like you'd think it would correspond or whatever. Like they make you fill out all these surveys and stuff where it's like, how do you not know the age of the people in our household? Or like how do you not tell by like what we're watching on Hulu that like we're clearly watching like the stuff that's like, I don't know. Maybe millennials are already at that point and I'm just like
I guess.
holding on.
Well,
Oh,
what's
that one or all the Burger King commercials. That's actually the
yes.
worst one because I can't stand the guy who sings off key. So those two kept coming up, and I was like, I'm actually never gonna watch Hulu again because this is so terrible.
You're talking about the Whopper, 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 Whopper. Yeah, that song.
I can't stand like bad singing, like off key singing. So like that was like it's just painful. It's and mean. Like poor guy.
I know. What?
Well, he probably doesn't care. He's making his millions
Oh
from his
yeah.
Whoppers.
I mean, he's supposed to be like the serious voice actor, and then they're making him,
Oh, is he
sing.
like a known person? Is he somebody
Not
like
that
I would
I'm
know or
aware
would
of.
recognize?
I mean, we do have Google here. Burger King
Who sings these horrible Whopper
commercial
commercials?
voice actor. There we go. Got it right here. Alan Swift, the voice behind uh hmm. Oh, no, that's Will Crown. So Will Crown,
Okay.
voice actor. He's got to have done some things. Um, no, he has not done much.
It's just that. It's just he's
Yeah.
just the off-key Whopper singer.
Yeah,
What a legacy.
he's from Crown and the Mob. Never
Not
heard of it.
familiar. Huh. Hmm.
Okay. Apparently,
Good for him.
yeah, he was in a film called Crawl or Die.
Ooh,
And he's
sounds like a thriller maybe or a horror movie.
maybe he was in a short film called The Hard R.
Oh,
Yeah, and one
uh,
called Dating Godmother.
okay.
Uh, I
So
hope this
basically a
is right.
fairy godmother.
Yeah, this is
Well,
yeah,
best of luck to him on the rest of his career.
yeah. Good for him on making that Burger King money. If that makes a lot of money, I'm not quite sure.
I would
Maybe.
guess so, I'm sure. I mean, unless he did it for like a flat fee and now he's kicking himself, being like, God, everybody tells me how much they see this commercial and how much they hate it. At least I'd want to be paid to make it worth being known for that.
Yeah, absolutely. But who even knows? Okay. Let's move on to some fun music questions. Because we like
Sounds
fun
good.
music questions here.
We do.
Let's start with your origin story. So think of this as a like Iron Man or like Batman origin story for you. Bring us all the way from as far back as you want to go and take us up to where you are now. And you can even
Okay.
do the Justice League or Avengers, whatever superhero team style team up for gold steps type of section too. We want to get all the goods.
Okay. I mean, I can mostly speak for myself, but I've been singing since I could talk. My parents have all these home movies of me just like babbling and like singing like songs and like performing for the camera. Like I was a little bit of a like I'm a middle child. I'm the second of four. So when I was younger, I was always kind of fighting for attention. But I always liked to be the center of attention and make noise. And I loved talking to people. I loved talking to strangers. So I think I naturally just had like this like innate desire to perform.
Yeah.
I had a little couple of like roadblocks in my career that almost led me to quit music multiple times. The first being when I completely botched karaoke as like an 8-year old at my cousin's graduation party. I sang "My Heart Will Go On," but I froze, forgot all the words, and I was like, I'm never doing that ever again. And within months, I was back at it. But I do remember being like, that was the first time where I was like, this is too scary and hard. I think I'm going to give up. But then as I grew up, I loved singing at in choir. I loved just being a part of music in like theater at school. And then when I found myself listening to like Avril Lavigne and Michelle Branch, I realized like, oh wait, I could like learn a cool instrument, not play the flute anymore. And I asked my parents for a guitar. I do not play guitar. I've owned several guitars. I'm terrible at it. I don't have hand-eye coordination, but I'm good at vocalizing, so that's where I stuck with. Um, and then started listening to like pop punk and emo music. I was kind of bullied as a kid, so music was like an escape for me to like get away from all these things that I just didn't feel good about myself. It made me feel like I was like somehow connected to these people all across the world. And whenever I went to concerts, that just felt like a space where I like belonged, where I didn't in like my regular life. And I know a couple of the other band members in Gold Steps have gone through something similar. Um, and so we just all found solace in music. And then Gold Steps came about because I had tried being in bands in high school and college, and nothing really worked out. And then I moved to Austin, Texas from the Milwaukee area in 2014. And then in 2015, I joined a band that our current guitarist, Zach, was in. Um, and then we started dating and fell in love. And we ended up starting Gold Steps because his other founding member had just wasn't interested in that. He was really against us dating and didn't want like a no doubt situation, which I think like who wouldn't
Fair.
love a no doubt situation because they got to be really, really like well known and got to
Yeah.
travel the world and play music, but whatever. So we started Gold Steps together in 2016. And then a few years later, I missed home, wanted to move back. We were married by that point. So we moved to Milwaukee in 2019 and kind of rebuilt the band from there. So our current members, our drummer John and our bassist Ryan, are both from the southeast Wisconsin area. So
Okay.
we've all been, the complete lineup has existed since early 2024. And I think it stops with all four of us. If anybody decides this isn't for them anymore, I think it'll be the end of the road for Gold Steps because I just love these three guys so much and we work so well together that I can't see us, I can't see another format of Gold Steps. We'd probably move on to something else.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you
When you
got
find your
that
people, you
real,
know.
yeah, exactly.
That
Okay.
was as short as I feel like I could
No,
make it. There were a lot of different things that came in along the way. But that's kind of like the beginning to end, at least, of most of my story.
well, if you got any interesting anecdotes, throw them in there. I don't care. You can go for. We got 2 hours. Go for as long as you want.
Oh my God.
Before I have
Well,
to do something else.
I mean, one of the things that really like sparked my interest in wanting to be in a band was I dated the person I moved to Austin with was a local band guy. Like I had a huge crush on him in high school and I ended up meeting him. We went to the same college and dated for like 6 years. And he never wanted to be in a band with me because I think secretly, and maybe not so secretly, he didn't think I was very talented. I don't think he thought I was a very good singer. So I never really had him believing in me until I joined a band of my own in Austin when the relationship was already like falling apart and he wanted in and I was like, "No, I've literally asked you for this kind of belief in me and like even just to like try to work with me for years and now that you see I have something that you deem of value, you want in on it, like no way, man." Like so he lost he
He
lost
lost
me in all
out.
ways, but
Yeah.
that I mean, I maybe if we'd been in a band together, it would have lasted, but I think I doubt it. It took moving to across the country to really figure out what I wanted in a person. And Zach unknowingly checked all my boxes, and we were like
Go.
best friends for like a year before I was like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. He's so into me, and I think I'm into him too. And this is wild. So it's a love story and a band story all wrapped up in one.
I love it. Okay, let's move on a little bit. First off, I have to ask, you played flute. What?
Hmm.
Well, do you still
Yeah.
play
Well, my
flute?
parents. No, I gave that to one of my little cousins like years and years ago. I
Mm-mm.
was first
Should have
chair
kept
in
going.
sixth grade band,
Well, there you
like
go. That's impressive.
I was fine at it. It just I didn't have like a passion for it. Like it
Yeah.
was like, oh cool, like what are your Lizzo didn't exist back then. I didn't have anybody other than I think what Jethro Tull was a rock band that had a flute in it. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't many there weren't many like people to look at to be like, oh, I can really go somewhere with flute. And I'm just not like the orchestra type. Like I
Yeah.
don't I mean, I I'm just a songwriter and a vocalist through and through, so I just don't ever see myself returning to like I've tried to pick up the guitar here and there, but honestly, with how many things that I work on in the band that have nothing to do with the music part of it, my talents are actually better utilized elsewhere. It would be so much more work to find somebody else who can do all these other things that I do for the band, like logistically and organizationally, that I already have guys who can play guitar, so that's their strength. It would be, I don't have the time to put in another 10 years of learning an instrument just to be like less ashamed that I don't play an instrument. Like my
Yeah,
voice is my instrument. And
absolutely.
enough it's kind of annoying that like people really expect like you as a vocalist to have like multiple instruments that you play, and like if I had 40 hours that I wasn't at work making a like money to pay my bills, then sure, I would absolutely invest the time in it. But,
Oh yeah.
you know, between sleeping and work and like seeing my family and all the other stuff that goes with being in a band, it's just not a good use of my time, unfortunately.
Oh, absolutely. Hey,
Yeah.
just saying, as a pro for the flute, what's that band? Speed uses it in a breakdown now.
I mean, is that an actual flute, like an actual member of their band, or is it
The
something that they like
vocalist.
paid the vocalist? Okay, cool.
They were
That's
like, "You
awesome.
play flute?" He's like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Shit, let let's do this."
Why not?
So,
I mean, that's what's great about music right now is there's really no limitations anymore. Like, I mean, look at Bill Murray. Like that
yeah,
band is like doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and
love that band.
it just works. Yeah, I've just recently got into them. I've been sleeping on it for a while, so
Mm-mm-mm. Shame.
definitely been enjoying it as of late. I know I really like prefer women vocalists, so I listen to a lot of other women singers and kind of get into that. But I
Yeah,
mean, I loved Attack Attack. My first tattoo was an Attack Attack lyric.
that's pretty cool.
Like it actually is a psalm. So when people would point it out, like older women, they'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's your tattoo." I'm like, "Oh, it's just my favorite psalm, and it's from Attack Attack." So, but it is. It says the truth will set you free.
Yeah.
It's a mantra I try to live by, and have gotten burned by not letting myself believe the truth that actually was in front of me. So
Yeah.
it's always good to have a reminder.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Attack Attack, have you listened to their new record?
Not their newest record. No, I've been listening to
It's
Beartooth
funny.
and Bill Murray. Is it good?
I highly recommend it. Even for people who don't like Attack Attack, I recommend it for them.
Okay. I'll
It's
check it out. I
it's
mean, I'm always
definitely
looking
a
for something
country
new.
record.
I love that though.
It's,
Like I grew up
it's
singing
not.
90s country at karaoke. So like and a lot of I've always kind of thought that the songwriting and storytelling that comes through in pop punk it kind of comes from like older country. Like I'm not
Yeah.
talking like new country where it's like all, the same tropes or whatever. I mean, you find the same tropes in pop punk too. Like
Yeah.
instead of it being about your truck, it's about your broke down ass car or,
Yep.
hating your town instead of your ex-wife. And like, sometimes they all talk about dogs. But
Yeah.
in a way,
That's
like the
true.
storytelling and like the emotion that comes from older country music. It's really, and still like there are still artists out there writing like traditional style country music, but it's gets lost sometimes with all the noise.
Yeah. I agree with you. I was joking about it being country. They did a whole
Oh,
thing. But he tricked everybody into thinking he was going full country.
I mean, I really don't have I love a
I
good
love
slide
country though.
guitar, like Americana, folk, like country. Like one of my good friends, a couple of my good friends are in this band called Ladybird, and they are like alt country, I guess you'd call it, because it's like it's very like not it's like it's more progressive, I'll
Yeah.
say values wise. So it's like I don't know. And they're fun, they're cheeky. Like I
Yeah.
really enjoy the sounds that they make, and
Yeah.
they're real people who write about real experiences. Like I know these guys and like so hearing them play it with those like sonic like country style, I really enjoy that actually a lot. It's very wistful and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, absolutely.
I dig it.
Okay, let's move on to another question. That was
Sure.
a great way to round that out. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, of course, we have to talk about how does a gold step song get made? How does it go from in the head out onto the page? out there in the recording, out to the world. Take me through the whole process as much as you want. I want details.
Yeah. It used to be a little more scattered how we would work on songs, but I think now we found a good rhythm with the four of us. So a lot of times what will happen is actually we start in the room that I'm in right now. This is actually our studio room. So
Okay.
like, oh, I just dropped my light. Sorry, I'm really cool. I didn't know if you knew that, but I'm very, very, very
I,
graceful and all that.
I
So
can
like over
feel
here, there's like a little recording booth area. And then like the guys will sit on the I usually pop over on the bed over there when they're like tracking guitars or something. And then there's like a big couch behind me. But between this room and our living room is where we mostly write and track. We track drums at our drummer's house. He has like a little basement studio that we will track drums in, but it's really cramped and small. So everything else we do right here. I write tons of voice memos and lyrics in my phone. So like whenever I feel like I have something worth sharing, I'll send it over to the guys. And our bassist Ryan usually picks it up from there. So he'll either come over and like work with me to like lay down some scratch vocals, or he'll work on it on his own and put together like a guitar track, or even just like a scratch track of like drums, bass. Like if something sparks with him, he'll usually take it to like the next level, like as soon as he can get to it. And then we flesh it out all together usually, or at least like as many members of the band who can make it will get together. um, Usually the goal is to try to like get it from beginning to end with at least like a structure first. So like right now we were working on a song like a little over a week ago. I had, I was like, I have lyrics. I don't really have like a melody right now, or I kind of do, but I'm still fleshing it out. So the guy started working on guitar parts, and then something sparked with me. So I was like, okay, wait, let me lay this chorus down. Like I have a chorus now, like melody. And then I was like, a little bit later, I'm like, okay, I have a verse. Let me lay that down. And then, we could only get so far in the session for that day because, we all have tons of other things going on. So Ryan went home and just like copy pasted stuff to like make a loose structure of the song, for us to at least like listen to and mull over and be like, okay, actually, this should sound like this, or here's a better idea for drums than like the scratch stuff we put in. And usually I mean, I would say it usually takes like a couple sessions just with how busy we all are to get something done. We actually have some demos that we finalized last year that we were just so busy playing shows that we're just now getting around to recording them. So we're actually having to relearn a song that was like almost like pretty much totally written, but we're having to relearn it. We're taking it to practice tomorrow so that we can, flesh it out a little bit together. Because sometimes when you're writing stuff like part by part, it sounds good here, like on the like, little board or whatever. And
yeah.
then, you take it to practice and you're like, well, that's really physically difficult to play, or that's actually really difficult. I can't see myself being able to hit that note over and over again,
Yeah.
like every time we sing it live, or, now that I'm with you guys all here, I feel like this part should sound a little different, or this is too much in this part. Let's let it something breathe. So that's gonna be really fun. These are songs that, I mean, since we wrote them, I've had them stuck in my head on and off. So I know that's how you know at least if there's something there, like because it comes like and goes in your brain like a little earworm. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to actually get these tracked because it's I don't know how many other bands deal with this, but because we like because we're fitting everything in with our full-time jobs, like it's like if you don't track it like right away once it's written, it it just sometimes falls off the plate of like where you're at.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many other parts to being in a band than just writing and tracking. But we're trying to get on a more rigid schedule next year and get some things like scheduled out so that, we can have a little bit of free time. And we're actually tapering back on how many shows we're going to play this year, just so that we have more time to write and track and get music videos and stuff done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of songs, I always love this question. I don't know if artists like this question, but I like it, so whatever. What is your favorite song that you've written and why? And then this is where I get people. What is your least favorite song you've written and why? And it doesn't mean that it's the worst song, doesn't mean you dislike it. Just it's got a tier list. I know you have a tier list somewhere where this song is like, yes, or maybe a couple songs up top, but you have one that you're like, yeah, it's okay. So let me hear it. Favorite and least favorite, and why? Well, highlight.
I think my favorite one that we've written isn't out yet. It's actually coming out on January 28th. It's called Mirrored Souls, and it's just my current favorite right now because we've been sitting on it for so long, and it's just it. The way the song was written was like it just like sometimes you just have songs that just come together like
Yeah.
so well, and it has a really meaningful story behind it, and there's like it's a little bit different of a song for us. We're used to writing like super upbeat, like high energy songs, and this song is high energy, but I would call it almost like in vibe like a sister song to our song Empty Space, where it's like got this
Yeah.
like melancholy note to it, and we don't often write stuff like that. We are always like concentrating on like bangers, and then this song is like it feels very throwback to like the early 2000s, like a lot of bands that I listened to growing up. There's a breakdown in it, which we haven't done for a while. We've kind of done more solos or just like standard like pop style bridges.
Yeah.
So getting back into something that feels like heavy, and winter's a good time to put out a song like that when you're just like, wow, I'm like in my like memories, like over this cold weather, everything's dark. I'm thinking about all the things that could have been just because I'm kind of depressed and like it's like one of those songs that I think will just hit really hard for a lot of people. It's about like kind of like wondering like what could have been in your life if you had stayed with somebody or pursued a relationship with somebody that didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that one. It's some of my favorite lyric work that I've ever done. I'm really excited for the music video too that we did 100% DIY, filmed it ourselves with no help. Just bought a gimbal and like made it work. So I'm really excited to see how people receive it. Maybe they won't identify with it, but I really love that song. And then Rent Free is a close second for me. That was another one that just like came together, and it was like we just knew that song was like catchy and fun, and it's one of my favorites to perform live just because it's just so sassy and catchy. So
Yeah.
it's like songs that I we write a lot of songs that like I love that like I would listen to whether it was my band or not.
Well, that's
And then
what you want.
yeah, and then um so I would say kind of the black sheep of our discography is our this song that's called Missing Out. It
Okay,
was
yeah, I can see that.
ri- yeah, we only put it out like a couple years ago, but there was a lot of like turmoil around that song, like needless turmoil. It was a song that we had kind of half like fleshed out a little bit, but we took it to Nashville to work with a writer that had worked with a couple of our favorite artists, and like we were like, okay, well, we really like what he did with X artist, so maybe he can do something with this that kind of is in the same vibe. But we ended up coming back with what felt like a very campfirey Nashville-y song. Like
Yeah.
kind of had the country twang and everything. And that's no fault of anyone's. It just
Nah.
ended up being like, we were excited to come out of the session, but it felt really rushed. Like Nashville has a formula, and like
Yeah.
so do we. But I felt like the guy kind of like pushed us in a direction that I wouldn't have gone with it. Like
Yeah.
there was like words that he just like put in there, and he was like, "Nope, that's the line. Let's move on." Like that's very much how they work. It's like an assembly line.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a big fan of that. He's a great guy, makes a mean cocktail, but I just wasn't in love with feeling like, like my words matter to me. Like it's half
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
job is lyrics. So like I felt kind of pushed into like okay, I would never use this word. So then we took
Yeah.
the song, the demo, and took it to Alan Day from 4 Years Strong because we were doing a writing session or like a recording session with him. And he picked up immediately that I just like didn't like the song. So then he was like, well, what would make you happy? And I was like, well, reworking some of these lyrics because I would literally never say this line. Like everyone it's like when you type can't into your phone and it autocorrects to cannot, and I'm like, who speaks like that in like real life? Like I would
Yeah.
never text that, so it doesn't feel authentic to me. So we changed some things around. We made the song a little darker and more like um kind of creepy, which I
Yeah.
really liked because it felt unique. And the whole point of the song was like, it's all about like trying to be comfortable with missing out on stuff in your life, like not having FOMO and just learning that, like, hey, maybe the best thing for me is to not keep going out and doing these things. I need to learn how to be okay with myself solo. That's something a journey I've really had to go through. I'm such an extrovert and I am kind of like codependent. Like
Yeah.
Zach and I are extremely codependent on each other, and it just works for us. It does.
Yeah, of
But
course.
it took me a really long time to just be comfortable with like being alone with myself and my thoughts. I have severe anxiety. So sometimes I feel like being alone with myself is just uncomfortable. So it's about that journey of just like, hey, instead of like going out and distracting yourself, like learn to sit with yourself, learn to live with who you are and be comfortable with that. And so this, but at the end of the song, it's all about how I keep getting in my own way of that like feeling of like peace, I guess. And so I
Oh, yeah.
wanted it to feel uncomfortable because it is uncomfortable for me. And then we took it back. We were on a small label at the time and they hated the rewrite, like did not like it
They
at
like the
all.
original.
And that
They
was the
like the
first
first one
time.
better.
They liked the first one better because I think they were looking for like, oh, this is easy. It's easy to listen to. It's easy to
Yeah.
sing. People are going to enjoy it. But it felt kind of boring to me. It just felt
Okay.
cookie cutter. And so the fun stuff we did with it with Alan, like they basically sent us back and were like, fix it, like fix it.
Ugh.
Like the label owner believes it was better the other way. And that was the first time that I felt like, oh, we fucked up. Like the label is mad at us. So we go back and we're in the studio again. And this is where we had written another song in the first session. So we came back. So we ended up doing 3 songs with him. And Alan looks at us again and is like, do you guys like it? And we're like, well, yeah, we like it way better than the other version. And he was like, okay, so what if we just tell them we tried and it just sounded bad or like we ran out of time or whatever? And, better to ask for forgiveness. And so he was like, let's just write a banger that's so good that they'll forget about this song altogether. And that's when we wrote Narcissist, which is another one of my favorite songs we've ever written. Again, the wordplay feels really fun to me. I got to write down a lot of really angry, petty things that I've always wanted to say and put them in a song. And it's very like in your face. So like right up my alley. Like I'm an extremely petty person when it comes to writing lyrics. Like
Yeah.
I try to behave as a real person and like be nice, but I sometimes I say things and Zach's like, God, you really said that out loud. And I was like, well, no, they pissed me off. Like they needed to know that what they did was fucked up and I'm calling them out on it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that. So so we wrote Narcissist and we were like, this song is so good, they're gonna totally not even care about missing out. They'll just like whatever. They
Yeah.
still cared, but much less so. And I think they were kind of like, all right, well, we're at an impasse here. The song is done, it's mastered. We have to put it out. So, but because of all the stuff around it and all the like frustration and tension between us and the label, just putting it out just felt like we were like, oh, we just like I don't even want to sing the song anymore because it just caused so many problems. But in
Yeah.
hindsight, like time heals most wounds, not all of
Yeah.
them,
No.
but listening to it now and even like going back to the music video, I was like kind of like, oh, you can tell we shot this ourselves. It's so like DIY and blah blah blah. But like going back and looking at it now, it's kind of like it really actually gets the point across. Like it matches the song, it matches the vibe. Like it looks fine, it looks good. Like I was way too hard on the song and the video when it first came out, and so we kind of like shoved it in a corner. But we actually, I think our drummer said his fiance that's like one of her favorite songs, and we never ever play it. So I feel kind of bad. But
Aw.
missing out is the song that we kind of shoved to the side and maybe should have given it its flowers a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I've got a new podcast host. Apparently wants to be the podcast host. Go ahead, Remy. Ask your question.
He's so cute. All right, buddy. What's your question?
What's it? He doesn't have a question. Okay. Go that way then, bud.
Oh, he says, I don't have a question. I just want treats and pets.
Yep, he's definitely on the pets thing today. But that's okay. We
Aw,
love that. And his
we
brother's passed
do.
out
That's why
over
we
there.
have pets.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. Was that a dog? I saw another animal in the back,
No,
I
they're
thought
both
earlier, like a
cats.
darker. Well, they're both cats. Oh, maybe he was just up on something. I just
Yeah,
saw a head poke up and I was like, oh, that's pretty big. That must be a dog.
that's my bed right there.
Oh, that's where he's just hanging out. It's probably warm
There
over
you
there.
go. Right here is where my bed starts. So
Aw.
that's why it looked like,
Oh, yeah, so he's
yeah.
just on the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
she,
Oh,
my
passed out.
dog's sleeping in the other room. She does not care about. Sometimes she'll come over here and cry, so I'm glad she actually is like, she's like out. She's
Yeah.
waiting for dad to get home.
Hey, that's how they feel. They like their humans, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on a little bit. Let's talk
Yeah.
about your influences. Give me five of your top influences. They can be musical or they can be non-musical.
Ooh,
I know.
that's a good question.
Because let's
Uh,
be honest, we have musical influences, of course, but we also have non-musical influences or stuff that isn't like typically listened to. I mean, I have books that influence me. So, let me hear what you got here.
um,
Give me five of them. And if
well,
they're
I
all musical,
musically is
that's fine
probably
too.
the okay. I was gonna say, for me, I know that for our like speaking for myself, I'm like I guess and the band as a whole, um, we like of course like Paramore is an influence just in the essence of like being a trailblazer to include more women in the scene as we know it.
Yeah.
I think like even like following like Haley now and like seeing where she's going as like a really progressive woman is very admirable. Um, and like I just don't think you could ever discount like her contributions to like without her paving the way. I might not have ever pursued an actual band because I was listening to a lot of like women singer songwriters like as a younger girl. But all I saw were solo artists.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I got into Paramore that I really understood, like, oh, like, I grew up with like Alanis Morissette
Yeah.
and Avril Lavigne and like Vanessa Carlton and like then boy bands or pop stars. And so like they
Yeah.
were always solos, like, they're except the Spice Girls, but I didn't really listen to the Spice Girls to be honest. I was like more into like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, like loved both
That's
of them
fair.
growing up. So yeah. So like Paramore for me was like the first like Avril Lavigne had a band, but they
Yeah.
never referred to it as like a band name. It was just Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
And so seeing Paramore be like, "Oh, it's her and these other people
It's
and
a
like
collective.
they are all one group." It's almost like built-in friends and I think I
Yeah.
was really lonely as a kid. I didn't have a lot of
Aw.
friends, so like I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." So you have like your friends and you just make a band. So that like really inspired me a lot as a younger person. And then Fall Out Boy, immeasurably, Fall Out Boy has influenced like my vocals like leanings. I just love Patrick Stump's voice so much. I really dig a lot of their lyrics. I mean, I was pretty obsessed with them for a very long time. And then even some of the newer records, like I've fallen off. I listen to a lot more like newer stuff now,
Yeah.
like newer bands, like and their new stuff versus like old bands with newer stuff.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked Save Rock and Roll. Like that was an album that I know was pretty controversial. And even Folie à Deux. Like I just really liked where it went with like storytelling and like
Yeah.
just the acrobatics that Patrick does with his voice is just like I keep telling myself I was like I need to practice singing more. Um, and like really like carve out more space for that because it like listening to him sing just like makes me want to do
Yeah.
more like do more with my voice like
Of course.
um so i'd say so I'd say Paramore and Fall Out Boy like are
Okay.
probably the most influential like vocally on
Yeah.
me. And then as like the rest of the band like Blink 182, without Blink 182 I don't think half of us would be in this band. Of course like every bassist probably is like, like in the pop punk world, like realm is influenced by Mark Hoppus. Um, I know
I
that
can see
for
that.
Zach and Ryan. Yeah. And I actually love Mark Hoppus's voice, like his singing voice, like his lows and stuff. Like I really appreciate hearing that depth. Um, and I think I love their like lightheartedness. Like I know a lot of
Yeah.
people don't like the potty humor, but I'm a huge fan of South Park.
Yeah,
Like
and that is
like if
nothing
that
but
that
potty.
that I know, but I mean it's really it's like satire.
Yeah,
It's like calling things out. Like it's
it's
being the
fun.
devil's advocate in every way. It's like calling everybody out. I'm a
Yeah,
huge
absolutely.
fan of like satire,
Yeah.
comedy. So like that kind of thing, like poking fun at like reality. It helps you kind of get through some of the dark days. But I don't think people would know that I'm like a huge fan of South Park. I'm actually wearing a Casa Bonita sweater right now.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. We made our pilgrimage last year.
Okay, okay.
um So yeah, I guess those three are probably like big, huge musical influences. I also think our families are a big influence on us. I know that we, yeah, we have swears and stuff in our songs, but I do think like we keep like a level of
Hack.
modesty when it
Yeah.
comes to the format of content we put out. Like I'm always thinking about like when I'm wearing certain outfits, like am I like projecting the image I want people to see. Like I want to appear strong and like sexy and feminine. I don't want to appear in such a manner that people think it's like I would show the photos of the stuff I wear to my grandparents and have no problem with it.
Yeah.
You'll probably never catch us like doing anything like super overtly like sexual just because I'm not personally comfortable with it. And I'm
Yeah.
married and I don't really, like I
Yeah.
appreciate being called hot. Like what girl doesn't like being like complimented, but I don't want people to get the wrong impression, you
Yeah, of
know,
course.
from like who I am. And I think all of us do like we're all aware that our parents all follow us on social media. We have siblings that follow us on social media. My brother does videography and runs merch for us. So like I would never wear something that I would be uncomfortable with my brother like seeing me in.
Yeah.
So I do think our families absolutely like contribute to that, and it contributes to how we just conduct ourselves as a band. Like we really believe that family is like the number one most important thing. So like if something comes up and we have to shift stuff around or like decline a show or whatever, like it at this point in our lives, like I have missed so many special things in my family for because I was on tour or because I felt like doing stuff with the band was more important. So I've missed some really important things to my family and it kind of like distanced me from them for a while. And
Yeah.
I don't want to like do that anymore. Like my family, we see each other multiple times a week. We're very, very, very close. And I know the rest of the band is like that too. So
Okay.
I would say Fall Out Boy, Paramore, Blink 182, family,
You got one more.
and I
I
think
know.
where we live is very inspirational.
Okay.
Milwaukee,
Yeah.
it's kind of an underdog city. A lot of what people hear
I
about it, it's
respect
that
that.
it's like a mini Chicago. We're very like into our local community. Like I'm, I try not to shop at chains if I can. Like we like going out and supporting local businesses. We play at local breweries. Anytime I can like promote like a business that is local to me and that I really believe in, we'll do it. Like you'll
Yeah.
see it in some of our social media posts. Like we make an effort to go out and be with the community. Last week we went to um our favorite like bar called Station Number Six. We played their anniversary party last summer because we became so close with the staff and were there all the time. We went to their Christmas party. Um, and then we also hopped over to a happy hour that one of our friends put together for like industry folks and non-industry folks, like his industry.
Yeah.
But there's like all these people who are like adjacent because we all have full-time jobs. And then
Yeah.
on Friday, we went to a beer release for a friend of ours who is like known as like a local like comedian, like weatherman.
Yeah.
And he got his own beer. So we were like, how do we can't miss that. Like we have to be there for you. And so we're all very like focused on like the impact we have on our city is just as important as the music we write because without your community, like without you supporting your community, how can you expect them to support you back? So I live and breathe this city. Like I love Milwaukee. It's my favorite city in the world. It truly 100% is. I can never see myself leaving. Like I lived in Austin for 5 years, and it was cool. It was definitely had that like cool factor of being able to be like, oh, I'm in Austin. Like it's so cool down here. But like it just wasn't, it got to be really fake. Like Austin is, to me, has these pockets that are very authentic, and then it has a lot of like people like being very performative. And I
Yeah,
feel like Milwaukee just cuts that bullshit right out. Like
it's very
it's a blue
genuine.
collar city.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I honestly feel very much the same about Chicago. Like people forget that Chicago is the third largest metro area in the entire country. It is just not on the coast. So people kind of forget about it.
yeah,
But that's our second city too. Like we have so many friends in the pop punk community down there. We were just at a holiday show for our friends in Rematch and When the Sun Sets, and then a band called Five Ever that we've seen before, up the street from our house. And so, like, we went to this big holiday show because we were like, bro, we got to go support our friends. It's their last show of the year. Like, we're not going to see them for a little bit. So I think we just make ourselves available to just be there for people. Like, I don't nobody's an island, and I just really really believe in like being part of your community. I would say sometimes we're maybe more part of the Chicago community even sometimes, but they're
yeah.
both so close to each other. We're like an hour away, so
Very true.
you'll see our feet in like both areas. So
Yeah,
yeah, so those are the five things that I think influence us, because it's not just about the music you write, it is who you are as a band.
absolutely. Those were good answers. Yeah, I appreciate those.
Thank you.
That was,
Thanks for pushing me to think outside the box.
of course. Hey, bud, do you have? Okay, he's just gonna
What's
chill
his
there.
name?
This is Remy, like from Ratatouille.
Remy?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love
and
that
then
movie.
his brother is Nugget because when I first got him,
Nugget.
he was a Nugget head. I called him that, and I was
I
like,
love that.
"Your name's Nugget now."
That's so cute.
And they both have very distinct single cell brain personalities. Right, buddy?
That's awesome. My dog's the same way. Her name's Katie. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Her first name's actually Kate. We named her
Yeah,
Kate Spade because I
I
thought that was
like it.
funny because she's Spade. Like,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, the purses and stuff. Ugh,
that's
Kate
actually
Spade.
really clever.
But she has, of course, 10 million nicknames. I'm sure you have so many nicknames for your cats too. But
Yeah,
our bassist calls her Nunor. He used to be our roommate, and
yeah,
he calls her Nunor, which makes no sense. We call her Mrs. Skins because, like, when we pet her, she gets like these little like rolls and wrinkles on her neck.
yeah.
She's not fat or anything, but
No,
we just call her Mrs. Skins.
that's
Um,
funny.
and like, poo poo and all that, boo boo, and she
Yeah,
just had so many nicknames. But we call her Katie most often. So
yeah,
I like human names for pets. Like I
yeah,
love like leaning out the door and being like Katie, and then like it's like people are like, "Are you calling a child or your dog?" And it's my dog.
yeah. I
Yeah.
sometimes call him Boogerhead. He,
Aw.
he's like, I'm your Boogerhead sometimes, not all the time. Well,
He's like, "You dare you speak ill of me? I'm right here."
yeah, love you, bud. Anyway,
He's gonna headbutt you. I can see it. He's like rip, like he's
oh
like
yeah, he
ready
will.
for it.
There you go, bud. Okay.
Aw.
Well, as musicians, I know we like music, but there's a lot of music that people don't know that an artist would listen to. Some would call it a guilty pleasure. Some people don't like that because they think that means they're embarrassed of it, which, I mean, if you're embarrassed of any music, we need to hear about that. But this is like more like things that you don't typically, people wouldn't think you listen to this type of music or these type of artists. However, if you do have embarrassing artists you listen to, we do need to hear about that because that makes it more fun for me.
Ooh. I don't know if I mean I'm not really embarrassed. Like I feel like people probably can peg that I'm like a Swiftie. I'm not like
Okay.
crazy obsessive. I do have a lot of knowledge about her.
Yeah.
I mean, there is something to me inspiring about somebody who literally had this one goal their entire life of becoming like the, you know, the performer that she is now. And like I've been watching her docu-series. We went to the Eras tour. Zach and I did. We drove across the country to go to night one because Paramore was opening and we hadn't seen Paramore in a while. And I mean, we got nosebleed tickets. They were like $100 a pop. Like
That's not
we got
bad.
very, very lucky.
Yeah.
No, no, and her face value tickets weren't that bad. I think a lot of people like to villainize her because, first of all, like there are no ethical billionaires. Like
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
the most part, people have had to step on a lot of people. I have my own thinkings on some of that.
Yeah.
Um, but there are worse people out there. I feel like she's done a lot with the money she does have. And like most people don't realize that billionaires, a lot of them have unrealized assets, and her asset that is the most value to her that makes her a billionaire is literally her music catalog. Her music
Yeah.
catalog is valued so highly because of how many sales she's had. And, we can talk all day about variance and how it's like taking advantage of the end consumer and all that sort of stuff. So she's
Yeah.
not a perfect person by any means, but I do think that for somebody who is rich beyond what any of us could ever imagine to be, I think that it seems like she tries to give that back in certain ways.
Yeah, like
So,
when she paid
but
the bonuses to her
mhm,
crew and stuff, which was really nice for the
and
Eras
she's
tour.
like given money to like people to pay for like their medical care and things like that. So I think you can have a lot worse role models than Taylor Swift out
Oh
there.
yeah.
So I think a lot of the hate comes from envy or jealousy or just I know there are a lot of people that just don't like to um see that kind of like power in one person, and that's okay, like
Yeah.
definitely, but I don't think she's not her trying to like run for president or anything. She's just trying to
True.
live her life. Performing is clearly her passion.
Yeah.
But anyways, I listen to a lot of I mean women vocalists in general. I
Yeah.
mean, I you can't really ignore Taylor Swift.
Nah.
I as her I'm exactly her age. Like I think she's like a month older than I am. So
Okay.
I identify with a lot of points she's been at in life because I've had experiences in my life that have mirrored her own. I can empathize with her writing the breakup album about dating somebody for 6 years that just it didn't go anywhere. It didn't go where she thought it would. I was in a relationship just like that before my current husband. So like
Yeah.
that happens. I also I love a good love story.
Yeah.
So I appreciate her romanticism. I'm not a very romantic person actually. Um I love love songs, but I am terrible at writing them. I think Zach is the very affectionate one in our relationship. Like I love him to death, but I think I have a tendency to come off cold because I'm very focused. So
Yeah.
anything that gets in the way of like my hyper focus at the moment is like a distraction and annoying to me.
Yeah.
So I've had to work very much too. Like also the person I was with before him was very like anti PDA and all that sort of thing. So, anyways, because of my age and the experiences I've had as a normal person, I appreciate a lot of the songs that Taylor Swift writes. I'm also a big fan of Sabrina Carpenter. That
Oh,
girl
she was on my
can write the
Spotify rap.
cheekiest. Dude, I adore a good cheeky lyric, and I don't think anybody is doing it better than Sabrina right now.
No,
I'm also a big
I
fan of
agree.
Carly Rae Jepsen. Um,
Classic. That sounds weird to say,
I
but
listen
classic.
occasionally. Yeah, I listen occasionally to like some EDM. Like I'll go through like, I actually really didn't get into dubstep when it was like really hot. Like of course I like went to clubs and stuff and like it would be playing and like of course I know who Skrillex is and like, that he Sonny from First to Last.
Yep.
But I really like Zed and Kygo, um like Avicii. So like
Yep.
those songs, like I'll
R.I.P.
just get in a mood and I'm like listening to that. Um but I feel like other than that, I don't think anybody would be surprised by like anything else that I listen to. I very much like live in like the pop and pop rock world for the majority of what I listen to. Our bassist has very eclectic taste. Just
As most
like
do.
yeah, I don't I mean he likes dance music too. He likes there's like he listens to like these obscure like French artists or Japanese artists and like sometimes he'll send them to us and I'm like, I totally get why you like this. I just know that I have my favorites and I'm big on lyrics too. So
Yeah.
like instrumental music, does not really do it for me. Like I like certain like traditional like classical music,
Yeah.
but I don't go seeking it out. Like when I hear like certain themes from the Nutcracker, like I used to dance
Yeah.
ballet, so like that, like I'm
Oh, that's
like, oh,
cool.
I recognize the song and I vibe with, this, but I don't like go out seeking it. Um,
It
I
doesn't
don't know.
trigger
Maybe I'm pretty
PTSD.
boring. No, it doesn't. I actually love dance. I
Okay.
love dancing. I did it for 18 years. The
Wow, that's
lack of
impressive.
balance and grace, I I'm still not sure. Like I did tap, jazz, and ballet. I did point for a year, but
Okay.
have not these my I don't know. My mom has really weak knees and ankles, and I think she scared me out of continuing it. But I mean, if you watch our like videos and stuff of me on stage, like I'm wearing platform like 6-inch boots a lot of the time, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not graceful by any stretch of the means, but I haven't totally fallen on my ass. I don't think
Yeah.
ever. Like maybe once. But going wireless for all of us and having less cables on the stage has helped a lot. Like I have a wireless microphone now, and I'm like obsessed with it because it's one less thing for me to worry about
Oh,
knocking
for
over
sure.
or tripping over.
Oh yeah. It's nice to not have wires. I used a wired cable last night, um, and tripped over at least twice.
Yeah, it just gets in the way. Like
Yeah.
we'll use it sometimes it's easier. Like when we're doing acoustic sets, there's really not a way around it
No.
because like we usually don't bring like our whole big setup for that because
Yeah.
we don't need tracks and stuff. Like we're just doing it live. So like
We're doing it live.
so I well, I mean, we do it live
Yeah.
every time, but
Yeah.
we don't bring like
No.
the extra backing tracks to play like the synths or like we only have one guitarist, so like we have backtrack rhythm guitars so that Zach can focus on playing whatever it is he needs to play to
Yeah.
like fill in stuff. Um, but yeah, but yeah, I only use a cable if it's like acoustic
That's fine.
nowadays. Yeah.
Respect. Yeah. Cables are dumb. It's
Yeah, if you don't need them, you don't need them. And
no.
I upgraded to like a really nice microphone, like $1,000-something kit for
Oh
it. So
God.
like it's like a legit microphone now. Before I was using a Telefunken that I had like a little
Okay.
adapter added onto, and
Yeah.
it was fine, but it died after it was like a rechargeable. Now the mic I
Oh.
have does take batteries, but I know I'm environmentally it kind of kills me inside, but there's rechargeable batteries that we can use. So
Well, tell us what mic it is. We gotta know. We have gearheads who watch this. We gotta know.
it is a Sennheiser.
Okay, you're
Which
already in the
one is
right
it?
direction. We love Sennheiser here. I
I
see
love
that happening in audio.
Sennheiser. Like, let me see what it is. It was the exact model. I think it's a Sweetwater. We bought it from Sweetwater. Shout out to
Shout
Cody.
out to them.
All right,
Everybody
Sweetwater.
loves
What did we
Sweetwater.
buy? I have
Not
so
many
many
people like
Sweetwater emails.
Guitar Center.
No, and we have a local store called Music Around
Shout.
that
Oh
we
yeah,
purchase a lot of gear from.
I've heard of Music Go Round before. They're like
Let's see.
semi-chain, but they're like
Here's what
so
it was.
locally contained. Let's hear
I might have deleted the email.
it.
Ah, where's my, do I have the box for it? No, it's probably at the practice space. It's like let's see, I remember it cost like $1,100. And it was Sweetwater Sennheiser.
Hold on. Do you have it in a?
Is it the EWD?
That would make sense.
It was the EW, it's the wireless version of like the 945 because that's what I had before. Like I had a Sennheiser E945 and then upgraded to like I had a Telefunken for a little bit because Zach bought
Yeah.
it for me as a Christmas gift and then it's kind of started like not picking up. Like it was like really quiet all of a sudden and we tried to get it fixed, but they sent it back from Telefunken and the problem was still the same. So we were kind of like, well, I do remember that it was around $1,100. So it was, let me see, I'm pulling it up on Sweetwater right now.
I know. I'm
There
looking
it
too.
is. Wish I could, let's see.
Well, that one's on
Sennheiser
sale.
wireless
Is
microphone
it the
system.
EW 500?
Yes, that's what it
Okay.
was.
I found it. Haha.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
I love those mics.
G4935.
Yep.
Yeah. It's honestly fantastic. And I know they say like you really should go and like try like a ton of microphones to find which works best for your voice. I have a hard time cutting through like the guys sometimes. So like
Yeah.
there's just something about the Sennheiser diaphragm that picks up my voice so much better than anything else I've ever used. So I think we're just gonna stick with that. Once like trying other microphones is fine, but like I mean I love that Telefunken has the cool colorways, but like what's the point if your voice doesn't sound the best? You know,
That's very
I'll just get a
true.
wrap for the Sennheiser.
Exactly. You can
Yeah.
use tape. It doesn't matter. I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah,
maybe, but
I had a custom like my last Sennheiser, we actually painted it gold, like top
okay.
to bottom.
Yeah.
Zach works in the automotive industry, so he had access to like a paint machine
Yeah.
and he had his painter like paint it all like it was gold. So now that I have a new one, I probably need to do that with this one. So
Well,
that
get
it
on
looks cool.
it.
Because it's like it's my mic then. It's
Yeah, of course.
100% mine.
Okay. Well, let's move on to some fun questions. I mean, not that these haven't been
Yay.
fun. I mean, unless you didn't think they were fun, but we have
No,
more.
they were technical. They
Yeah.
covered a lot of bases.
Okay. This is a good one. What is a creative risk you haven't taken yet for the band, but you really want to?
Ooh, creative risk.
Yeah.
Hmm. We've never written a ballad.
Mm, you're missing out. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean the closest thing maybe is like Gatsby. Like that's kind of a ballad, but it gets
Yeah.
upbeat and there's like a key change and then there's an acoustic song that I wrote for my dad. Um, I don't love a good acoustic song. Guys don't love playing it live because it's boring to them. I mean, it's just an acoustic guitar and me.
Yeah.
So, but we played it live and we now do full band, but they don't like taking the break and like it's hard for them to like see the value in like changing everything over to play one acoustic song in the middle of our set. So unless we're doing like a 2 hour set or something, we really don't like play it ever.
Yeah.
Or unless we're doing like an exclusively acoustic. But we've also never I mean, we would love to do like a violin or a saxophone feature. Saxophones are so hot right now.
Yes.
So we haven't like branched out, I guess, as far as like that sort of thing. We've done a couple collab tracks, but it's been a while since we've done one on our own. The only true like collaboration track that we've put out that like started with us is Stay the Same. So um, we could probably take more risks in that department. I would love to do a female duet, so
Yeah.
like two like another like woman vocalist and myself. So I think we have a lot of room to stretch creatively. I've also always wanted to write a song in 3/4, so like a little waltz. There's just
Yeah.
something about that like drivingness of it that's so
Yeah.
like emotional. So there's a few things for you creatively we haven't pushed ourselves to. We haven't had a guest soloist as far as like another instrument,
Yeah.
and we haven't done dual vocals with two women vocalists and writing a ballad or
Okay.
a 3/4 song. That could also be a ballad.
That could be a ballad. You could do a 3/4 ballad
Yeah.
with a saxophone feature and dual female feature.
We'll just like
Throw it
four
all into
birds, one
one.
stone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now I've got some rapid fire questions for you. Kinda, they don't
I'm
tend to be
terrible at this.
rapid fire questions.
Anxiety.
Um, they never go rapid at all, I find.
Okay,
But
good.
let's start with hardest song to perform live for you that you do
Right now it's
perform
Mirrored
live.
Souls. Uh, yep, and we performed that one. We've been playing it actually for like a year. People are probably like, it's not really new, but it's recorded, so it is new. Like you can't
Yeah,
stream it anywhere right now.
it's
But
only live.
the yeah, so live on that is really hard because it's the only song where I like purposefully transition from like mixed voice to head voice.
Yeah.
So it goes it's like we were two mirrored souls, it was you. So it's like
Yeah, I
a
see it.
lot different delivery. Like it's like breathy and heady. And for a while, I was performing it just belting straight through, and we actually tracked it belting straight through. And then we ended up like deciding, like pretty late in the game, we decided to completely redo it
Yeah.
and go back to the original way it was sung. So we had somebody else mix it and like bring in some more sparkles and some different vocalizations and stuff. But that one's just really hard because I have to like stop. Like I move around a lot when I'm singing.
Yeah.
So like when I'm performing, I'm all over the stage. And that's one where I have to remember like I cannot be like moving at the same time. I'm like, because I won't get that flutter. That
Yeah.
takes a lot of focus for me because it's not something we normally do. So it's that one's, and it's honestly every time you play a new song, it becomes the hardest one to play live because your muscle memory hasn't developed. You don't play it as much. Like Stay the Same is one of those songs where we recorded it and I was like, I will never be able to sing this live. And our collaborator Nick, he was like, "You're fine. You've got this. I believe in you. You can do it. It'll be no problem." And Gatsby, same thing. We had the hardest time performing that live because it is so high, and then it has this freaking cheat like key change at the end, like a whole step. So I think Mirrored Souls will get easier for me. Gatsby is always going to be one of those songs where it's like my All I Wanted, like how
Yeah.
Paramore, where she like they did not play All I Wanted for like a long time because like hitting that like I'm not even gonna try it
Yeah.
right now. But
I know
that
what
all
you're talking
I
about.
wanted was you. Like
Yeah,
it's
that
just
part.
so hard to hit that belting like
Yeah.
live. And so Gatsby, that's another song that I flip back and forth between like this mixed voice that's more chest and then like mixing it to more head voice and flipping back and forth. That's just hard.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unless you're Ariana Grande, who is like someone I don't listen to much, but every time I listen to her, I'm just like, God, it's like butter. How is it
Yeah.
like butter? But
She just
anyways, we just watched her
effortless.
SNL episode with Cher. Yeah.
How was that?
It was actually pretty good. There were a couple of
Okay.
misses. There always are. Like I
Yeah.
I really watch SNL for a Weekend Update. I'm obsessed with Michael Che.
It's it's good.
He is hilarious and he's so deadpan and like he
Yes.
is just like I don't know. I love a guy who can make me laugh.
And then they go ahead and shit on what's his face? Colin Jost.
Oh, I know, like, but honestly, it's so funny. He takes it so well. He
Yes,
kind
he
of
does.
reminds me of one of my coworkers that everyone kind of like picks on, and he's just like, I don't know what I did to deserve this, but it seems to make you guys happy, so okay.
Uh, the main part they pick on Colin Jost is because he's married to Scarlett Johansson. So, I mean,
Oh yeah, that made an appearance. This at the end of the year, they always do an episode where they write jokes for each other. But
yeah.
this year, I guess Michael Che tricked him and said they weren't going to do it, and then he was like, "Oh, well, then you can just read the ones I wrote for you." So
I
yeah,
love that's
but it was a good
always
episode.
hilarious. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I will definitely watch it now because
Yeah,
I haven't seen
Ariana
it.
Grande has pretty good comedic timing, to be honest. Like I was pretty impressed by her um on the show.
I think she's got good. I mean, wait, didn't you watch her in Victorious? She's got
I
good
actually
comedic
didn't
timing in
I
that.
didn't watch that show. I never
No?
watched it. That was like a little after my time.
Okay.
I was already like Comedy Central all the time at that point. So
Okay.
like I think my youngest sister might have watched Victorious, maybe. But I think she was more into Zach and the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. You know, there's like
That's
Nickelodeon
the
kids and
better one
Disney Channel kids, and
anyways.
is it?
Yeah.
I grew up on Nickelodeon too, but it was when it was like Doug and like
Yeah.
Rugrats and like Double Dare and Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
And then once I started getting into like sitcoms, that was kind of like an end game for me. Like
Yeah.
I love a good sitcom. A lot of the new ones are a little too cheesy, so now
Yeah.
I watch a lot of like I love like SVU. That's probably like
That's a good
my
one.
favorite show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite sitcom of all time? Well, since you brought it up, you got to tell us
It's
now.
it's Friends. I'm a white
Ah,
girl who listens to Taylor Swift. Of course it's Friends.
no. It's always
What else could
Friends.
it be? It's always
Always
Friends, but
Friends.
it's so
Mm.
classic, honestly. Although, like, honestly, when I'm like watching the show and I'm like, y'all were like 26, 27, and I'm supposed to believe that she's an executive chef, and like, I can believe him being a soap actor. Whatever, Ross was like a museum director, like a
I don't
director
even
of
remember that.
paleontology at like a,
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
I literally like, other than South Park, Friends is the show that's like my comfort show. And then I also grew up watching like that 70s show, which I
Yeah.
love because of all the references to Wisconsin. I'm easy to please. But it feels kind of weird watching it now, knowing all the icky stuff that a lot of the actors were involved in with like
Yeah.
Scientology and stuff. So, but
They
yeah,
they
that
did do a
was
sequel
I'm
series.
a big, I know, and we didn't even finish the first season. That one, the reboot for that 90s show felt
Yeah.
so much like they were trying to shoehorn in way too much, and none of the
Yeah.
characters felt compelling. Like there was nothing to really love about anybody except for the actors that made their cameos from like I like watching Kitty and Red. They're so much
Yeah.
fun. Like probably one of my favorite like on-screen couples, but like yeah. I don't know. But otherwise, our bassist loves Seinfeld. That's like his favorite show of all time.
Fair
So,
enough. Fair
but
enough.
yeah, sorry, we're stereotypical. I actually used to study in college. I went to school for journalism and media studies, and I took a television course. And I
Okay.
think my like I always watched like Friends like in the background, like when I was trying to fall asleep, like in high school and whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I took this class, and the guy was like, they're the perfect example of a sitcom that did it right, that had a finale that was satisfying, wrapped up nicely in a bow, which is what a sitcom really should be. Like it's escapism for me,
Yeah.
and that's why I love sitcoms so much. It's funny, it's witty, you really identify with, at least, you connect with the characters, you get invested in their relationships, but most of it's all wrapped up, they have their longer like series arcs like throughout the
Yeah.
seasons, but the majority of like what happens in a sitcom can be solved within 30 minutes. And it's just
Of
like the
course.
opposite of real life. So I think that's why I always gravitated towards it, because no matter what happened, they always had a group of friends, and everything wrapped up pretty nicely at the end of the episode. So the perfect escapism.
Yeah. Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
I respect why you like it. I
Thank
don't
you.
I don't I have mixed
I
feelings
know a lot of
about
people
the
don't fuck with
show.
it.
It
Yeah.
like I can watch it. It's like the Big Bang Theory. If it's on like a TV somewhere, I'll sit there and enjoy it and watch it, but I won't
I
watch it, if that
I
makes sense.
openly detest Big Bang Theory so much. I hate that show, and I hate Young
So,
Sheldon because
yes.
well, it's kind of like, so in Friends, like only one of like the characters at a time is insufferable, and there's still like redeeming factors.
Yeah.
I can't find anything to like about Sheldon, and the fact that he got his own spin-off makes me like
I mean, wasn't
feel
that his
violence.
show anyway?
It is his show. And like I like Kaylee Cuoco. I think she's
Yeah.
cute and adorable, and other things I've seen her in. I just cannot, like, listening to their like they're like they're just like up their own ass about themselves, and they're smart.
Yes,
And
they
it's like a show
are.
that I feel like smart people, like, I consider myself to be a decently intelligent person, but it was like an excuse for like people to like lord their intelligence over others. And it just
Kind of like
reminded
Rick and
me
Morty
like
did for a little bit.
oh my God, I know. Sometimes I don't even tell people like I watched Rick and Morty. Like I watch it because it's stupid.
Yeah.
And it is hilarious. And I'm sure there's real science behind some of it, but honestly, like that's not why I watch it. I watch it because,
Like
again,
a
it's like
fun
a
adult
sitcom to
show.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I mean, it's some of the like stuff is just stupid. So
Yeah.
like I watch that as like, again, like a reason to turn my brain off.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you know,
Young Sheldon would
Friends
make
is
you think too much.
comfortable. What?
I said like Young Sheldon,
No, I
or
just
like Big Bang Theory. They're so you're right about them being insufferable. But it's like you have to turn on your
right.
brain to like pay attention to what they're saying. Like you can't just sit there and
It's not
enjoy
even
it.
that.
It's just okay.
It's the attitude. I do
Yeah,
not like people with ego, and Sheldon has like the biggest ego. And
the
like same thing,
biggest.
like Ross kind of is like that on like Friends. Like he has his moments where you're just like, oh my God, could this guy love himself anymore? But then he does all these things that make him like, you're
Yeah.
like, oh God, this guy is a goofball. Like he's like, I feel kind of bad for him because he's a dork.
Yeah.
But like Sheldon,
But
it just like lives in his like love for himself, his ego, and being smarter than everybody else. And I can't stand that.
that's
Egos are gross.
totally fair. And that's why I don't like I've never seen like a full episode of Big Bang Theory, I don't think. I've seen like half an episode at a doctor's office a couple times, but never like a
Hmm.
full episode. I see the YouTube shorts. I'm not gonna lie, I do see those ones,
I
but
sometimes it's on the TV at the gym and like it's silent, so it's just like
yeah,
reading captions, and a lot of times the captions don't even match up. So like that's tolerable. I can see it
yeah.
in the background and not get like angry, but when I hear his voice, it just like makes my skin crawl.
His deadpan his deadpan delivery in that show is it's perfect for the character, but it's too much. And he's such
Right.
a nice
And
dude
that's the thing. I
live.
respect that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like Jim Parsons is fan. I always hear he's super nice and he's not at all like Sheldon.
That
So
I mean, he's a good actor for sure then, because like if I ran across him in real life, I would like turn around and walk the other way.
you start swinging.
Exactly. Like, no, thank you. I'm not dealing with that today.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're right. Absolutely, egos sums it up perfectly. Just everyone is so up their ass in that show. Like it's not even just one person.
Well, that's like Mayim Bialik, like when
Yeah,
I feel like that was part of why she couldn't land the Jeopardy gig. Like, oh my God, now I sound like I'm 90. I don't like actually watch Jeopardy. I love
I
pop
do.
culture. So
No,
I'm like, I like, I mean, oh, I love Wheel of Fortune. Like
yes.
I like if it's on, I'll watch it. Like it's at the gym or what. But like that's
Yeah.
also because like I'm thinking about it and like, oh, it's like fun wordplay. Like it's kind of fun to like try and see if you can guess the answer. But like when it comes to like I just don't I think she comes off as really condescending.
Yeah.
And
That's fair.
so I think that was like I think that's why I mean Ken Jennings was like the obvious choice to like host because he is like likable enough. You
Yeah.
really have to be likable and charming, and Bialik is not charming. And I think a lot of I know you shouldn't like
That's fair.
dislike people because of the character they play, but I do think that there was a lot of truth in her character. And
Yeah.
so I think that came off in her real life.
Okay,
So
I can see that. Okay.
maybe
I
she
like
reminds me too much of somebody I know who also gives me those vibes.
that's fair. I mean, that's probably where they got it from. It reminds them of somebody that they knew and they were like, "Nah, I'm making a show about this motherfucker."
And we'll make sure that everybody in this show is equally hateable.
I mean, I guess that's better than having them all likable, I guess.
Well,
Cause
then
you
maybe they're boring. There's no
yeah,
growth.
yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on to some more rapid fire questions. We got away there for a minute, but that's what
Oh
I like
shoot, yeah, I
about
forgot this is rapid fire.
it's okay. I forgot it was rapid fire too. So, biggest pre-show ritual, or do you even have a pre-show ritual?
Yes, we do.
I want to hear it.
We we do push-ups.
Okay, I respect that.
One of every once in a while, one of us won't participate. I like sometimes our bassist won't because he's like filming it, or like
Yeah,
I won't because I'm filming it, or I'm wearing a certain outfit that I don't feel comfortable being vertical on the floor in,
that's fair. That's very
in
fair.
case somebody walks by. So depending on like if we have privacy or not, but we always post it. We mostly post it on our stories. We have a vlog that's up on our YouTube right now that you can see our little doing push-ups, and sometimes we'll try and get other people into it. Like we were on the road with Hit the Lights for a couple dates last earlier this month, and we got their fill-in guitarist Jason to do some push-ups with us.
There you go.
He kicked our ass. Yeah. But it's always
Of course.
it's always funny because I know like the order of who stops. I usually try to outdo the guys. And I do real push-ups too. Like, and I do them in those boots. So I don't cheat. I don't do knee
Mad
push-ups. I
respect to
do,
that.
yeah. But that's our pre-show ritual. I usually try to have bourbon or brandy or whiskey with me on stage just to keep everything nice and warmed up. It's very like that's just something that helps me a lot.
Yeah,
Other than that, I don't know. I always go to the bathroom right before I go on stage. I am like
I do too.
terrified of having to pee on stage.
That's that's totally
Everybody has
fair.
seen that video of Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas from like 10 million years ago, and they try to pass it off as just sweat, and it's like, well, no, she like, I mean, maybe that's some of it, but like, she
I've
clearly,
not seen this
you know,
clip.
unless I'm remembering it wrong, but that was like a defining moment for me as like somebody who like performs as being like, okay, so we can never pee our pants on stage. Not that we were ever planning on doing that, but it's like now a much bigger fear of mine.
Yeah,
So I actually tend to dehydrate myself sometimes on show days, which is bad for you. You should stay
yeah,
hydrated.
that is bad.
But when you're in a car forever and you have a tiny little girl bladder like I do, like
That's fair.
sometimes you just I don't drink water while we're driving if I can help it, and I just like wait till we get to the venue and then I like hydroload and bourbon.
Respect, respect. Okay. Let's see. What is a dream tour lineup you'd like to be a part of?
If it was Paramore, Fall Out Boy, and Blink 182, I think we would all die happy.
That sounds expensive.
It does sound
That
expensive,
sounds like festival headliners.
right? And so maybe we will get on that lineup someday, but we'll be like the first band that's playing in the parking lot, and we can technically say we opened for them.
Some Van
Little
Hardcore
loopholes.
type stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fun. We've never
Yeah,
busked before. Like I've always wanted to see if that could work, but I don't know. We'd have to be
do it once for
acoustic,
fun.
but yeah, why not?
Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, I like this one. Would you rather lose your voice or forget lyrics mid-set? All the
I
lyrics,
would
all the
rather.
rest of them for the rest of the set.
Oh,
You got to make it
I
difficult.
think
We
I
can't
could.
just make it easy.
Oh, let's see. I've sung through being sick. I
Okay.
have forgotten my own lyrics. It is almost more embarrassing to forget the lyrics because at least when you're sick or something's going on, you can kind of be like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm really trying my hardest. You can help
Yeah.
me sing. Whereas, like, if you forget all of your lyrics, people are like, what are you even doing?
Yeah.
Ah, but I hate losing my voice. If I don't lose my voice and I forget all the lyrics, can I make up new lyrics?
Sure. Why not? I'll let you make up.
Because if it's like a complete loss of voice, then it doesn't even matter if I remember the words.
That is true.
So let's go with forget all the words, but I'm gonna try my best to come up with something.
Okay. I think you could do all right. I think you could make up some good ones.
Yeah.
I mean, some
And
people
just
might be
be like,
like,
we're improving tonight.
yeah,
Like,
oh,
that's not the lyrics. They're like, well, challenge me. Come up here then.
yeah, you
Feed them
do
to
it.
me.
Read them off so I can sing them.
Hold them up on your phone. Get real close for me, real quick.
Okay. Favorite tour snack?
Oh man. So we just pledged our allegiance to Vintners, which is like these like kind of like
Yeah.
hot crunchy curl things.
Yeah.
Um, they're made in Illinois. So we've pledged our allegiance to them. However, I do think we eat a lot of beef jerky.
Okay.
We eat a lot of like hot things and jerky. And then our bassist is
Gotta open up the
in the
file.
most loving way I can say, he's a weirdo and he really likes like weird candies and stuff. He's like he speaks Swedish. Like he
Okay.
learned to speak Swedish over the last few years.
I respect
And
that.
he loves like Swedish snacks and stuff. I actually don't know if he has any heritage that is Swedish. He just really like likes their culture and he eats like these gross salty licorice snacks and he eats like fermented fish paste and these like
You lost me. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know. I love him to death and all of us are like, is he really enjoys this stuff. He actually enjoys it. Like when he moved out, he left a tube of his fish paste You can buy it at IKEA. It has a little blonde boy on the front.
Yeah.
We were like, "Do you want your like fish
Do you
paste
want your
back?"
fish face?
I ate the meatballs he left behind though. Those were really good. But
That's
yeah, so he has his own Ryan eats his own weird snacks, but I would definitely say hot crunchy curls, specifically Vintners if we can find it, and then beef jerky and sunflower seeds are a must for all the long drives. And
okay.
then most of us are Diet Coke fiends, so lots of Diet Coke.
That's fair. I prefer other diet drinks. I think I'm a diet Pepsi person, actually. I
Diet
might
root
oppose you
beer,
guys. Diet root beer is pretty good.
that's okay. Diet root beer is fabulous. Culver's, if you've ever been to Culver's, they make their
Yes,
own diet root beer, and it is far and away my favorite. But I do have a case of A&W diet root beer in my fridge right now. I only drink diet soda. I grew up drinking it, and regular soda is like too sticky for me. It like freaks me out. It's too
that's
thick.
fair.
Like remember
Yeah.
when people used to drink like Surge? Like
Yes. Ugh.
no.
I was
If I
never
wanted
a
to
fan
drink
of that.
something thick, I'd drink a milkshake.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Hmm. Most embarrassing on stage moment.
There's one like every show.
Give
Um,
me your most recent one then.
Usually it's like not hitting a note. Like that's probably the most embarrassing. I hate missing notes. And sometimes you just like are moving around too much, you can't get the breath support. But I can't think of anything specific. I think I've gotten over like you're gonna fuck up. Like it's just inevitable. And like to pretend you're perfect and you're never gonna screw up. I mean, I used to be really hard on myself when I would mess up until like I started actually like seeking out or like noticing more often. Like I would go to shows and like way bigger bands would like screw up, like
Yeah, absolutely.
noticeably screw up. And the thing is, half the time, like people are barely noticing it, and they definitely don't notice it in the way that you notice it. Like a lot of times, like my vocals aren't necessarily cutting through much anyway. So like they're not even hearing like if I hit this note and it was a little wonky, like with everything being so loud, like they don't always hear it.
Yeah.
Um, so I had to like stop internalizing all of that and like being really upset with myself. We all had to break ourselves of the habit of like if somebody else screwed up, like staring at them or like noticing it, because the more you react to it, the crowd reacts to it.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything specifically recently. Like I said, you go into a set knowing you're doing your best and you're human. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes people like appreciate that because then they know you're not lip syncing, you're not like, like you're a human. And that's why we like the kind of music we like because we aren't looking for perfection. We're looking for connection and emotion. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that.
I fuck up all the time. It's
There you
cool.
go. Hmm. Ooh, okay. I like this one. Song? No, I don't like that one anymore. I said the first word and it immediately went out. If Gold Steps was a movie genre, what would it be?
We would definitely be in the category of early 2000s college comedy.
That's you know what? I agree with that.
Yep.
Okay.
Your American Pies, your Van Wilder, Super Bad, that sort of thing. Coming of age. Maybe with a little more heartfelt like John Hughes moments, because like
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of John Hughes and we all are. Like I said, I like things being wrapped up with a nice little bow at the end because that's not reality. And what are you watching a movie for if not to escape? So I would say some mix of like coming of age between the 80s and the 2000s in that genre
Okay.
with a
Headbang.
banger soundtrack.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to have the like late 90s, early 2000s.
With a cameo, like with a
Yeah,
band cameo,
maybe a Tony
like
Hawk cameo
Euro
in there.
Trip. That'd be amazing. He just did a cameo at the Nutcracker in San Diego,
That's awesome.
like skated on
Oh
stage for
yeah.
two different parts of it. Yeah, he's so cool, man.
Yeah. Have you seen those the tweets of people going, "You look like
No.
Tony Hawk." He's like, "Yeah."
Oh,
And they
yes.
go, "Nah." Keep going.
And then he's just like, okay. Like, you didn't ask me directly. You just said, you look like Tony Hawk. Like, if somebody came up and was like, are you Tony Hawk? I'm sure he would say yes.
He was like, he did say yes to a few people, and they were like, "Nah, you're not. You're just pulling my leg. You look like him. I am him."
It
Yeah,
is
whatever.
I, him.
Okay. Ooh. So shower singing or car screaming?
Hmm. Wow, that's a
No.
good one.
It's the
Uh,
toughest question of them all. No, just kidding.
car screaming, car scream singing, car like at the top of my lungs because I do it a lot more. I actually take like ridiculously short showers because of all of my experience with touring. Like you never know when the hot water at the gym's gonna cut out.
Yeah,
So I take
exactly.
ridiculously efficient like showers, so it's very rare that I even have time to like sing in the shower. Also, I have our fan faces towards our neighbor's backyard, and you absolutely can hear like Zach has come home and been like, I can hear you like singing from the backyard. So that has taught me that I either better get it right or just not do it at all. But yeah, the car, because then you can be with other people in the car too. Like I'm not going to have a
Yeah,
bunch of friends hop in the shower with me to sing with me, but
that would be a
that
little strange,
catharsis,
yeah.
car screaming. Yeah.
Okay, I
I
like
mean,
it.
save water, shower with friends if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, why not? I remember hearing a interesting story about how somebody would they would fill up the bath and then they'd have all four of their siblings take a bath. Not together, like one after the other.
That's so mean to like the last
The
kid. It's
last one
gonna be
gets the
cold
coldest
and
one. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they might have done that in like the olden days,
Well,
the
yeah.
days of yore.
No, this
But
was like mid 2000s, like 2010.
oh, are they okay? Were they
They're adults
first?
now. I
Did
don't
they
know.
get to? I
Maybe.
feel like that would be a scarring moment for me, and I would actively choose to not take baths. Like I would
Yeah.
never be able to get into a hot tub or anything like that. It has to be so like I'm
Traumatic.
sure like hopefully it was like well intentioned. Like maybe
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we can only afford to fill the bath one time. Um, But that just really sucks for like the kids who had to have the cold, dirty water.
Yeah. The coldest and the dirtiest. That
Oh,
poor kiddo.
I'm very
Okay.
grateful that I never had to. Like, I had a like my sister and I would take baths together as like little kids, but you
Yeah.
know, we were in there at the same time
Yeah.
and like the water stayed warm.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
So we got a couple more fun ones left. So headbanging or jumping around.
Jumping because I do not want to fuck up my neck. And it
Yeah.
even just the mildest of head banging for a few minutes, I will feel it the next day. Jumping, I jump in those platform boots all day long. I go to the gym. I've got pretty strong leg muscles, but I do not actively work out my neck muscles. So jumping.
Fair. Okay. Yeah.
Also,
Um,
I appreciate it when people jump at my shows. I want to see jumping, not as much this.
okay.
Although this is nice, this is fine, this is acceptable, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. But jumping just hypes me up so much more.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Um, ooh. Okay. I like this one. Would you rather fall off the stage or knock over all the instruments?
I would rather fall off the stage. I I think I can take a fall better than trying to replace somebody's important sentimental instrument to them, and it would somehow be less embarrassing because that ruins it for everybody. And if I fall off the stage, it just ruins it for me. And it's probably a lot more fun to watch. Like I would feel like it would be a laughable moment. Whereas like if you knock over all the instruments, people would be like, "Are you drunk or like what is happening? What are you doing?" I feel like falling off the stage is at least a little more. It would garner more sympathy rather than like what is going on over here. So
That-
I've watched several people fall off stages, and it was always like, oh, oh my God, are they okay? And then if they were able to make it back on stage, it was like, okay, good. We're all really happy and excited. And
Yeah.
anytime I've seen people like stumbling on the stage and knocking stuff over, it was always more like, ooh, that's a bad look.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't need explanations for all of these things, but I'm giving them to you because that is how my brain works. I've been taught to like
Oh, I
always
want
be
to.
able to like
I
back
love it.
up your answers. So
Yeah, I like
I
that.
know this isn't debate,
Detail.
but
No, detail, detail, detail. I love that stuff. Okay. Now we're gonna out your bandmates a little bit. We'll start with
ooh,
who is always late to practice or late the most?
both me and Zach. We live
Okay.
together, so it's like we
Yeah,
are
it's
always
a
it'll be better now because he just started a job that's like way closer, but you know, like our drummer lives like 30 minutes away, so we're always trying to like we'll like set a time to be like usually it's 7 p.m. is like go to practice time. And then we'd run into issues where it's like, oh my God, I got off work late or he got off work late and then he had to drive like 45 minutes to get home and then shower and needs to eat something and like it just got really tight for us. But now if he gets off at 5, he's home like he came home like already.
yeah.
He's been home since like he gets home like 10 after 5 now. So
Okay.
now we could like if we rushed, we could maybe get to practice at 6. So the goal is to never be late anymore. But for the most of the time it's us.
Okay. Um, Here's one. I like this one. Uh, who always says they're ready but never is?
Me.
This is out you, not out the bandmate.
This is I'm I am the worst bandmate. No, I'm the only girl in the band, so like I will try so hard. I also there's actually a reason. Um I have a form of like my brain works backwards.
Yeah,
So I build in extra time knowing that I'm the kind of person that hates to be late but has a habit of being late.
yeah,
So what I do on show days is I always tell the guys to be ready to go like 20 to 30 minutes before we actually really do have to leave because there's always something that comes up. Oh shit, we need to get gas or oh no, somebody's late or oh, like we decided to take a band picture and have a shot or something, like
yeah.
whatever. There's a reason why. So I always build in extra pockets of time
Okay.
because I would rather be early than late. And I know how I operate and I know how everybody else operates. So a lot of times they'll show up and it's like, Betty, you said we were leaving at noon, and it's like, well, actually, we have to leave at 12:30. So I have a little bit of a buffer because I know myself and I know you guys, and I know none of us likes to be late.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, it's that I told them a time to be there, and they did show up on time, and they were ready to go. But I knew that I still had 30 minutes of buffer time, so I
Yeah.
could take the extra 10 minutes to re-straighten my hair or like fuss over my eyeliner or whatever, or usually it's like, oh, I'm ready to go, but crap, we forgot to pack a cooler of snacks or, whatever. So,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yes, it's usually me.
Okay.
It's actually 100% of the time me.
Okay.
Yes.
This is just out you time. This is not out your
It's
bandmate.
just me. It's just me. I'm the worst. But I'm the band mom, so I'm
There you
allowed.
go. Who forgets the set list the most?
It's me. Of course it's me. It's my job to print the set lists. And in the last like month, because I have so many other things going on in my brain, and that's not an excuse, that's just an explanation for why. But I have printed set lists and left them in my work backpack instead of taking putting them in my show backpack. I
Yeah.
have left them on the counter underneath my keys being like, of course I won't forget this. Or I have printed them and left them at work. So, and we do have a printer at our house, but it's like so old and like doesn't work. Like it takes like forever to get it warmed up and like turned on and like actually connecting via Bluetooth to my phone. So now I've had drummer John, our drummer John, little drummer boy John. he's my backup where I'll be like, John, I forgot the set lists. I forgot to print them. Can you print them? And he has a printer at home because he works from home.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're batting 1,000 over here right now.
Let me see if I can
It's
find
me. I'm the
one.
problem. It's me.
Let me see if I can find one that won't out you anymore. Okay. Who is This will either out you again or it'll out somebody else. So we'll see. Who is the loudest bandmate and who's the
Hopefully.
quietest bandmate? There we go. That will either semi out you or not out you at all.
I am definitely not the quietest bandmate. That would probably be our drummer, John. He's
Okay.
very polite and very well mannered, and he is a much better listener than I think. The other three of us are absolute terrors when you get us going. But definitely when I'm drinking, I become the loudest. I talk louder. I'm sorry. I'm
Is
so
it because you can't
obnoxious.
hear? Okay.
Sometimes it's just I get really excited. So like
That's fair. That's
it's
fair.
one of my my things is like rambling and talking loud and like just getting too excited. I'm just like I'm literally 100% all the time. There's like if I'm ever like calm and quiet, I there's something
Something's
wrong.
wrong. Yeah.
Like I'm either upset, so I'm actually holding out on talking. I'm withholding my self because I'm punishing other people because I'm mad about something,
Yeah.
or I'm sad or something's like really wrong. So like if I'm quiet, there's a problem. So Zach and I probably together are the loudest. We're little party gremlin animals. Like we feed off each other too. So John is the quietest, and between Zach and I, we're the two loudest. But usually it's me
Okay.
again.
So we're like 90% outed you now. There's a 10% now with the quietest bandmate. Um,
It's okay. The other guys, they're so much better people than I. I can admit it. I can admit it. They are all much more respectable human beings than I am. I'm just a big flurry of mess and emotions and South Park references.
I mean, you have to as a singer, especially the South Park references. You're not a real singer if you don't reference South Park, I don't think.
That's true. I feel like I don't meet enough women who watch South Park. It's probably because I've been like I always hung around guys like my whole
Yeah.
life, and I desperately long for connection with other women, and I struggle with it so much because
You're like, do
I
you
just
watch South Park too? Oh, no. Okay.
so that's why I usually am able to connect with like the music I listen to, like the
Yeah.
pop music I listen to, and like I love a good rom-com. I just don't actively seek them out because
Yeah.
I would rather watch something funny.
Of course.
And rom-coms can be funny, but a lot of times they get really cheesy. Like
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
if you're a cool girl who likes South Park, let's be friends,
There you go.
please. I
Yeah.
want someone who I can talk about shoes and fashion with because the boys do not care about that. Well, Ryan does actually. Ryan cares about like fashion and things like that. He's a little more like into that kind of like
Yeah.
culture than I am. But he likes like streetwear stuff. And I
Yeah.
like, skirts and tights and stuff. And boots.
Yeah.
So many boots.
Okay. Most likely to get lost. Don't tell me it's you again. It's you, isn't it?
It is 100% me. I also am like very easily distracted. So like
That was
I
my
will
next
see
question.
something and stop. That's always me. Yes. I have like too many like things going on in my brain and I'm very much like, ooh, piece of candy or ooh, something shiny or ooh, what's this? I want to read the entire inscription on this random plaque that I've never seen before because what if it's important?
No, I
So I'm
respect
very
that.
like I'll just like stop and like look at something and the rest of the band will continue on and then I'm either running to catch up or I haven't even noticed they're gone. And then they're like, "Come on, we have to go. We have to do stuff." So like I'm always lost. Like I used to get lost as a kid. Same thing. Like I just like I had to be watched constantly because I was the first person to run off and like
Get lost.
yeah, I need a leash. A harness. Keep me attached to somebody.
Okay, we've got two more left.
Okay.
Um, three more left. I like this one too. Most likely to suggest one more song.
Me.
I
I
knew
love
it.
performing. I love performing. I will stay on that stage all night if they would let me. So I'm always down for one more song. And the guys are always like, no, no, we're tired. Like, I mean, sometimes they're down for it, but at first when our we were getting John acclimated to the band,
Yeah,
like people would be like one more song, and I would turn and I'd be like, do you know any more of our songs or any cover we could kind of pull out and just like make work? And he's like, no. And like one thing is like John is a person who draws a boundary that I will absolutely 100 respect. Like he is like the other guys I can kind of push a little bit more, but with John it's like he is so polite and respectful about drawing his boundaries that like I would never want to hurt him or upset him. So
yeah,
like if John says something, I will always listen, and the other two I will keep pushing their buttons until I get what I want or try to get what I want until I just
fair
give
enough.
up. So when John says no, it's a no.
Okay, okay, that's a good one. Um, who would accidentally leak something about the band? You don't even have to answer it. I know the answer to this question.
It's
It's
me or
you.
Zach. We're both because we're so like we just love sharing stuff, and
Yeah, of
I
course.
like I have kept a couple of secrets that were like really really important, like things
Yeah,
that we really couldn't say, or like things like if I know somebody is planning to get engaged, I have kept that to myself and have not told anybody. I've been really good about that. The older I get, I'm much better at it. When it comes
good
to the
job.
band, it's more of a case of like getting excited and like spilling something.
Yeah, of course.
And also like I kind of like leaking stuff about the band because it's like it's our band. So
Yeah, do
like
what you want.
if it's something that one of us, it's not like we're not signed, so there's no big reveal. It's all on our own timeline. So if I decided, you know what, we have this, like I've been telling people about this single coming out on January 28th for like weeks now. And like the official announcement isn't going to be on our social media till like January 5th. But like who cares? Like, I want people to get excited. I'll remind them a million times. But yes, as far as like super, super secret stuff, we're all pretty good at keeping our mouths shut. But when it's like more informal, like, yes, I'm the first person. Like, all you got to do is get me talking and excited and throw it in there rapid fire and I'll answer. And I'll be like, oh shit, was I supposed to say that? Oops.
Okay, so I've got one more, and then
Okay,
we'll wrap it up here with some last minute stuff. Who
sweet.
would out of everyone in the band, who do they trust the least with the aux cord? Is it also you?
Me. It is 100% me because so okay. So I have like I have a really really crazy memory,
Yeah.
and a lot of my memories are tied to music. So I have these songs that I'll remember and I'll look up and be like, does anybody remember this song? And then they'll put it on and they'll be like, the song is so stupid. Like, what is this? And I have a great example of this. So, obviously I'm a Packers fan. Like I grew up in Wisconsin. We're all Packers fans.
Yeah.
Um, and so we're still hurting after this weekend.
Oh yeah.
But when I was growing up, like my dad like loves the Packers. So like he would dress me up in like a cute little cheerleader outfit for
Oh.
games and stuff, like way before I actually really cared about football or watched it. But he had these CDs from a group called Cheeseheads with Attitudes. They were Cheeseheads with Attitude. They were a parody band that
Okay.
wrote parody songs of like popular songs, but made them Packer themed.
That's
And one
great.
night, we had been out and we were going to grab pizza or something. It was like a super snowy night. And I remember being like, we were like sharing like obscure things, like songs or whatever with each other. And I remember being like, but wait, did you guys ever like know the Pac Arena? You never danced the Pac
The
Arena? And everyone was like,
Macarena.
you're what? So it's a version of the Macarena, but
Man,
it's the Pac Arena.
I
So
love it.
like all of the lyrics are about Packers players. And my dad had two CDs by these dudes, Cheeseheads with Attitude, CWA. And I just like
So like
somebody
NWA,
handed me
but
the Right, like
Okay.
I was like the one in charge of playing the music because I was in the passenger seat and I was like, all right, guys, this is it. We're listening to Two Heads with Attitude, whatever songs I can find. So that's me. I'll put it on and I will be so into it. And everybody else in the car is just like, this, we should make her sit in the back. She can't sit in the front anymore. Or I'll like put on a song that only I know. And then the guys are bored because they're like, I don't know this random B-side demo track of something. So, but I have an ability to dig up random things like that. So yes, I am, because also the other thing too is like if I don't know, if I'm like overwhelmed with options, my default is just to put on like a Taylor Swift playlist
Yeah.
just because it's easy and it's
It's
like
easy to
right
get.
there. And yeah. So like yes, I am, God, I'm the answer to all your questions.
I know. We didn't get out any of the band members.
No, I know. Well, I mean, they're all, I mean, if you
If
had
you said
asked
I'm the
questions
problem.
like who has the stinkiest socks or like who takes the longest in the bathroom or like things like that. But that's all like kind of like bodily humor kind of stuff. Or like who's the worst driver? Actually, that's me because I don't drive. I don't drive anything with a trailer. I don't drive the bus. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. That was fun outing you for
Who
a
has the
bunch of.
best taste in food? Yeah.
That could be
But
you.
yeah, I love those guys. I have good taste in food. Ryan has a much better palate than I do. Like I'll eat anything. So
Okay.
I have there's almost nothing I won't eat, but
Okay.
Ryan has like the more foodie like experience of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm kind of more of like a I like comfort food,
that's
and
fair.
like sushi and stuff like that. But Ryan has a much more like he like knows like anywhere we're going in Chicago, I'm like, what's the best pizza, Ryan? What's the best taco? Like you already know because you used to live here.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I like it.
yeah.
Well, we have reached the end of the podcast. So, new shows, new music that you can share with us. Tell us about it.
So we have a show coming up on January 31st. That is going to be our first show of 2026. It's here in Milwaukee at Anodyne Coffee Company on Bruce Street and 2nd Street. It's the Snooze Fest. So it is a festival that started in Chicago and they've brought it up north now. So we're Snooze Fest North. It's got Guardrail. I voted for Kodos, Something to Do. Oh, and I'm blanking on the other band. There's one more band. Let me find it real quick. Um, but yeah, we're going to be playing a show that's January 31st, and the proceeds will be donated to local, here it is, Lefty Lucy. Lefty
Okay.
Lucy's the other band. But the proceeds from the show are going to be donated to shelters that will help people who don't have a warm, cozy place to sleep every night. So that's our first show of the year, and I actually don't have any other ones that I can announce, but there are more that are in our calendar. We just can't announce them yet because we don't have all the finalized details. We just have
Cool.
dates in some venues and some bands, but
Yeah.
we actually don't book a lot of our own shows.
Okay.
I guess the other one I can share is that we are playing Pesh Fest, which is on the Peshtigo River at this place called Rapids Resort, up in Silver Cliff, Wisconsin, a very small town, but it's like a big to do for them. And that will be April 18th.
Okay.
So there's other shows in between there. I just can't tell you about them
Yeah.
just yet.
New
There's a lot
music?
more to come. We have shows already booked through June,
Okay.
and some even farther out than that. So just there's a lot to come. I just can't share it all yet.
Look
And I
out
also
for it.
want the focus to be on the first one. And then, yes, we're releasing a new song January 28th. We'll be releasing the song Mirrored Souls, and the music video will either come out that day or shortly thereafter. And
Okay.
then we have another song that will come out in March. And
Okay.
we are planning to try to release a single every 2 months. So
I
we'll
respect it.
every 8 weeks.
Cool.
So we'll see. We'll see. That's the
We will
aim.
see.
That's the goal.
I'm
So
gonna hold you guys to it
yeah.
now.
I'm trying to hold myself to it. Honestly, it's just like we definitely like have a lot of things come up sometimes. So
Yeah, of
we're
course.
doing our best. just know we are always thinking about the next step, and they're at this point we see no end in sight. So there will always be more gold steps to look forward to for now.
I like that. That's a good sound bite right there. I like that. Okay. Um, plugs and shout outs. Plug the band, plug yourself, plug everything, and shout out the people.
All right. So you can find us at Gold Steps Music on Instagram and TikTok, where we are most active. Everything we cross post on Instagram also goes to Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook at Gold Steps MKE. That's MKE for Milwaukee, because we couldn't snag the same URL. I'm not really sure what happened there, but whatever. We are most active on TikTok and Instagram. We are also on Threads, but really we don't mess around with that, honestly. It's too easy to fight with people, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't fuck with X.
No.
That's like that's
Yeah.
not a place we want to have any sort of activity or interest with on. We have our broadcast channel on Instagram, so I can directly get to you guys. You guys can find us on Bands in Town and Spotify. We post all of our shows on Bands in Town, and they will send you an email when we have a show near you. Spotify, we found out, is very selective on which shows it actually shows. So the
Really?
best way, if you are like, yeah. So we had played a show. We opened for the Used at a
Yeah.
huge venue in our hometown, and it did not show up on our Spotify.
Mm.
It would not show up. I tried getting it reconnected. I reached out to customer service, and they were like, Spotify picks and chooses for whatever reason.
That's
So I don't know. We had big shows with Hit the Lights too that wouldn't show up for some reason on our Spotify. So if you actually truly want to follow us and know exactly what's going on, go to Instagram and join our broadcast channel called Gold Members Only. Yes,
I
that's an
like
Austin
it.
Powers reference. So you can get a sense of our kind of humor. Like
Oh yeah.
we like really funny, silly, goofy stuff. It helps keep real life. It makes real life more tolerable.
Yeah.
You can also find us at goldstepsmusic.com. We have a web store called it's just goldsteps at .bigcartel.com. We have merch right now available, some stuff that's pretty discounted that
Like
we
it.
are trying
Good
to move
merch.
out so we can make way for new merch. We have candles, we have brin breakers, we have t-shirts, we have hats, we have koozies, we have CDs and stickers.
My
I think that
favorite's the
covers
wind.
everything.
My favorite's the windbreaker.
The windbreaker,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. We used to have hot sauce, but we finally sold out of all that. So this
Okay.
is our bottle at home, what is left of the Petty Betty hot sauce.
I like
But
it.
maybe we'll do like a sausage collab or something, or like a
There you
cheese
go.
collab, or
That would be
yeah,
interesting.
something fun.
Yeah. Well,
We'll have to
last
figure it out.
question. Yeah. So our last question is, what song from your discography do you want as the outro song to the episode?
Let's go with Beautiful Mess, because I feel
Okay.
like anybody who listens to this and watches it is gonna get the sense of like, oh, yeah, she's a lot, but I've embraced it. I am who I am, and that's what I am. I think that's Dr. Seuss,
Yeah.
maybe. Oh
Well,
no, that's Popeye. I am what I am, and that's what I am.
it's something.
I'm insufferable. Welcome to my world.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you all for watching.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Austin. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I refill my meds, but I never take them. A piece of me needs a cake.
This has been Mullins Over Music Podcast, episode 48, with host, producer, editor, me, Austin Mullins. Special thanks to guest Betty Mauritz from Gold Steps. The outro song is Beautiful Mess by Gold Steps. Check out Gold Steps at Gold Steps Music on all platforms, and be on the lookout for their new single and upcoming shows in the new year. Thanks to Betty for coming on and having a long and fun chat, and outing yourself a bit with those rapid fire questions at the end. And special thanks to viewers like you. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.